going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that Darius Slay has a lot more left than people think. It's just the Eagles got to put him in the right situations. And guess who's back? That's right, Woogie.
You're Woogie? Dom Wooganowski.
Carson Wentz returns to the NFL. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. You know, I'm here to tell the Dallas Cowboys, the San Francisco 49ers, the Detroit Lions. I'm here to tell all you mother humpers that the Eagles are right where they need to be. They are not getting weaker. They are not ready to be picked off. The Eagles are only going to get better. The Eagles are only going to get tougher as time goes. That's right. I'm fired up today because I'm sick of the bullcrap. That's right, I'm sick of it. Now, before we get into all of it, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, the most throttled, the man with the most cats, Eagles content creator in all of the internet. And if you've been subscribed for a while, I just want to thank you so much for all the support you give to me. Obviously, you could tell I feel a lot better than I have the last few days. My voice is still coming back. It's still, gotta work on it. But I do feel a lot better. Now, we got a lot to talk about, okay? Because I'm agitated. I'm agitated because the Eagles are 8-1. You would think they're 1-8. You would think they're 1-8 by all the things that we've heard the last few days. So I want to talk about it, and I want to put everything in proper perspective, okay? But before we do that, we got to talk about a man by the name of Woogie. That's what they call him, Woogie mother humpers. Carson Wentz returns to the NFL. Now, if you say, why do you call him Woogie? Well, because he always gets those like big red blister dots when he gets nervous, just like the movie Something About Mary that Joey Shakes still hasn't watched. I don't know why. But Carson Wentz returns to the NFL. He is now a Los Angeles Ram. My thoughts on that are this. I'm glad he's back. I'm a little surprised he goes to the Rams, but I guess you got to go where you got to go. Because I always think of the Rams as bad luck, because that's where he had his injury in 2017. But I wish Carson Wentz nothing but success. I hope he comes in. I hope he gets a chance to play. I hope he gets to prove himself and show himself. And, maybe find a home somewhere. I think that there are quarterbacks in this league that are playing right now, Zach Wilson and other guys, that aren't as good as Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, it's all up here, though. It's up here. The kid's got the arm. He has talent, but it's up here. And if he could ever figure that out, then he'd be okay. But we'll see. Not my problem, but I do think it's good that Carson Wentz is back in there. Welcome back, Woogie. We're glad you're back. Obviously, Carson Wentz, the Eagles, it didn't work out, and we all know about Howie Roseman in that Seattle playoff game. Carson gets knocked in the head, concussion. He goes into the locker room. So he's in the locker room, and he's trying to go to the bathroom, and Howie Roseman comes in there with his Napoleon hat on, his pocket pencil protector, his glasses, and he's like, you better get out there. I'll kick your little hands in, and I calculate the calculations, and your crinoria in your head on the bottom left part of your interlobe should not be processing a concussion. Get out there on the field. And Carson Wentz is like throwing up. His wife's crying. And there's actually an HBO series coming about this whole thing. It's coming. It's on its way. You'll see. But Carson Wentz, seriously, that whole thing with Howie Roseman, him getting a fight in the locker room, still one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Now, let's get serious. Let's talk about the Birds. Let's talk about the Eagles. I talked about yesterday, and even in my victory cigar celebration, I talked about how the Eagles, they weren't getting the respect that they deserved from that win versus the Cowboys. It was all about how the Cowboys, in a loss, really won and all this stuff. But, when you look at this team, they're sitting there at 8-1. Okay, and we're at the bye. And I was thinking about this team, thinking about where I expected them to be at the bye week anyways. I actually had them undefeated. I thought they were going to be 9-0 at the bye. And I thought their first loss would come against Kansas City. They're 8-1. I'll take it. But one of the things that we talked about, one of the things we talked a lot about was where would this defense be and the offense be? And if you remember, one of the things we all kind of thought was the offense would carry the defense early in the year. But as the defense adjusted and got used to the coach, and the coach began to know his players and his personnel and started to make adjustments, the defense would become better as the year went on. And by the end of the year, the defense would be playing better football. And I think that holds true to right now. And I actually am a little more confident that that's going to happen after seeing everything that's been going on with Darius Slay. Because, Darius Slay told Desai during the game he wants to go up and he wants to play CeeDee Lamb. And they eventually put CeeDee Lamb and Darius Slay on CeeDee Lamb in a slot. Now CeeDee Lamb still had his moments. Okay, CeeDee Lamb versus the Eagles' defensive line or corners. Darius Slay had 7 targets, 4 catches, 65 yards. Eli Ricks 3 targets, 3 catches, 65 yards. Kevin Byard 1 target, 1 catch, 20 yards. Sidney Brown 2 targets, 2 catches, 35 yards. And though you may look and go, oh, well, he had 4 catches for 65 yards against Darius Slay, I think Darius Slay did a pretty decent job against CeeDee Lamb. And the question is, why was Darius Slay having to tell the defensive coordinator, yo, I want to be put up against 88. I want to go out and play against him. Why did it take that before the defensive coordinator adjusted? That's what I would like to know. Thomas R. Pearson wrote this: CeeDee Lamb versus Darius Slay. 7 targets, 4 catches, only 1 first down. CeeDee Lamb versus everyone else. 9 targets, 7 catches, 6 first downs. So Darius Slay was doing a decent job. Okay, maybe not the greatest job, but listen, CeeDee Lamb is a good player, and there's no doubt about it. But my point is this: the Eagles need to start playing to their strengths on defense. And I really believe, and I really have a lot of hope, that once you get through this bye week, and this is going to be a real test for the coaches, in my opinion, because you know that the coaches during a bye week are going to go back and they're going to watch everything that their team did. They're going to watch every game. They're going to go through everything, and they're going to try to make adjustments so that teams don't know certain tendencies they have, but also hopefully to put guys in better positions to win. And when they do that, I expect that the second half of the season, you're going to see this defense adjust. I think you're going to see them play more man-to-man. I think you're going to see Darius Slay shadow more guys, and I think you're going to see more blitzing. Now, if you don't see this, and we go the rest of the season playing the same exact way that we did, then I think you've got a real bad coaching problem on your hand. I think it's another Jonathan Gannon situation. And I don't care how many wins you have, but I would be willing to move on to a new defensive coordinator, because any coordinator worth their weight is going to go out and try to put his best players, in positions to win. I think they do that with their defensive line pretty good. I like where we're at there. I don't like what they did when you had Morrow and Cunningham playing really good, and then all of a sudden, Dean comes back and they throw him back in there, and I thought you messed up something that was going good at the time. Not that I don't like Dean. I'm not willing to throw Dean off the cliff yet either. Okay. However, you can't deny that Morrow wasn't playing better. So I think that this defensive coordinator and coaches will play. Will adjust their defense. I think with Byard having another week another 2 weeks before their next game to adjust to the Eagles and adjust to being in Philly, getting Bradley Roby back, I think the defense is going to get better. I do. And I think that we're going to see Sean Desai make the adjustments. And, this is what we talked about at the beginning of the year. The defense was going to take a while to get going. So my thing is this: be patient with them. Let them make the adjustments, because I think the defense will be the strength, one of the strengths, when we go into the end of the year. I'm not saying that they're going to be perfect or they're going to be shut down. I'm not saying all that. But they're going to be competent. They're going to be much better than they have been. And teams like Dallas and these other teams, especially Dallas, they think, oh, well, as soon as we get the Eagles back in Dallas, we got them now because we almost beat them in Philly. The Dallas logic just never makes any sense. What makes you think the Eagles aren't going to be better when they come to Dallas? What makes you think the Eagles aren't going to be more healthy when they come to Dallas? What makes you think you're just going to beat us? You might not beat us. You might get swept this year. Get ready for it. I'm just letting you know right now. The Eagles are going to get better as the season goes on. I expect the Eagles defensively to start catching up offensively. And I expect them to play much better as the season goes on. Just my opinion, just my thinking. But I think it's got to start with shadowing Darius Slay on the best receivers. I want to see more man. I want to see more blitzing. I want the Eagles to use their players to their talent. Having Darius Slay in zone, not following CeeDee Lamb, to me is a waste of money. You can get a lot of corners that can do what Bradbury and Slay have been doing. You need to start using these guys to their strength. And I think that Sean Desai, I expect him to make those adjustments in this bye week. And we'll see how much it changes. I don't think you're going to see a dramatic change, but I think there should be enough of it that it'll make a difference. Time will tell, and we're going to find out what kind of coach Sean Desai really is. And all our coaches to that point. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. And remember, it's how we vision, baby. We're all just living in it. Okay, I gotta tell you, that video just totally destroyed my voice. My voice is killing me again. I'm losing it again. Boy, I thought I could come back ready to go. And my voice is just, time to go get some warm tea and hot honey or whatever the hell they call it. Denzel Washington out.